You've read all about these awesome inside cruise ship cabin hacks and wanted to know, do these actually work? I wanted to know as well, so I put it to the test, and I've got the results up next. Hey everyone, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Staying in an inside cabin on a cruise means you're probably going to save a lot of money compared to booking a suite, certainly, or even a balcony cabin. But it also means a lot less living space than usual. For a lot of people, that trade-off is well worth it given the low prices of an inside cabin. But that doesn't mean there aren't at least a few tricks for maximizing the space. I've seen plenty of articles and videos over the years talking about easy ways to get more space out of a smaller cabin. Recently, I went on a Mariner of the Seas cruise and I booked an inside cabin for myself. It was a last-minute booking. I was sailing solo, but I wanted to make sure I was getting the most out of that space with a smaller cabin. And as I started thinking about it, I remembered all those articles and videos that I've seen over the years about how to make those inside cabins work best for you. And I started to wonder, well, do these actually work? I mean, are these like really good ideas? Are they okay ideas? Or are they plain out just not really functional at all? So I picked out the best sounding tips that I could find to get how an inside cabin could really be maximized to figure out if they would work well for me. Now, there are a lot of great cruise advice out there. Certainly, we share some advice here at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, but there are some great friends in the cruise community that do a great job. And I'm going to give two shout outs to some amazing ladies who have fantastic advice. First, Cruise Tips TV, and second, Life Well Cruise. Both of them offer a lot of cabin hacks. And I went over their videos, went over their articles, and I came up with my list of the 10 best inside cruise cabin hacks that sounded like they would probably work well for me. There are plenty more than 10 that are out there, but I was really focusing on the tips that I thought would really work well for my style of cruising. Both of these ladies are cruise packing, planning, and travel hack experts, so I figured if they were going to share these tips, then there has to be some sense of usefulness to them, and that's why I relied heavily on their tips. In looking over the list, I was skeptical, to be perfectly honest with you, about some tips being actually useful. I had no doubt they worked as intended, but would I actually find them to be such a benefit that I would not only recommend it, but adopt it into my own strategy? Over the years, I've encountered plenty of tips and tricks that are out there, and I look at them and say, you know what? These are okay. I understand why people recommend them and they do something, but the way I cruise, doesn't really do anything for me. So I was a little leery of it, but I wanted to be open-minded and give it a try. Now, after going through the cabin hacks that I had listed here, I had to purchase a number of items. Luckily, all of them were available on Amazon, and I was able to get every single item in the article for just around $130 total with shipping. Given that they can be reused over and over again from cruise to cruise, it's not much of an investment to try out. So yes, upfront cost, but remember, you can use these on your cruise next year and the year after that and all that. I decided to rate each one of these hacks with one of 3 ratings. Worth it, meh, / indifferent, or not practical. Again, all these hacks will work. None of them are certainly lies by any means. It's just a matter of how valuable I found the particular benefit of using these hacks. So let's see how it went. Number 1, luggage under the bed trick. This is a cabin hack that works on pretty much any kind of cabin, not just inside rooms. But did you know there's enough room under your bed to put your luggage underneath it? This is actually a trick I've been using for years, and it works every single time. After unpacking, shove your empty luggage under your bed so that it's out of sight until you need it when you have to pack at the end of the cruise. The only downside of this trick is either you have a lot of luggage or your bags are oversized. Stacking the smaller bags inside the larger one helps a lot, and I found no issues with any other luggage we've had in getting it under the bed. Certainly with Royal Caribbean, I've never had a problem with it. Some people have mentioned, like if they sell on other lines, sometimes the bed height can be different and this hack doesn't work for them. But since this is Royal Caribbean Blog, I can only tell you that it works every single time I've ever been on every single Royal Caribbean cruise. So I give it a definite worth it. Number 2 is an outlet extender. Even on the newest cruise ships out there, power outlets in your cabin are at a premium. Juggling devices with which plug to put in, which to leave unplugged is not a fun game, especially when you're sailing with other people. An appropriately named cruise ship power strip by Cruise On seemed to be the perfect fit, and it promises that it was designed to get around cruise ship rules that prohibit anything with a surge protector. Remember, you're not allowed to bring on board a cruise a surge protector or a power strip or anything like that. In fact, if you do, Royal Caribbean will confiscate it and give it back to you at the end of the cruise. Now, the product description of this cruise ship power strip claims it is fully cruise compliant. It takes up 1 outlet space and offers 3 new outlets along with 2 USB plugs. Now, I've been using a USB hub until now, but never had something for the extra plugs as well. I left the power strip in my checked luggage, and sure enough, it made it through. My bags were delivered without incident. Other than the fact that the outlets are upside down for some reason on Mariner of the Seas, it worked as expected. In fact, I used this again on Allure of the Seas and had no issues, but again, it was upside down with the outlets. I'm not sure why Royal Caribbean puts their outlets upside down, but they do. Not a big deal. Now, some readers did mention that this item was confiscated on their cruise, but I've used it now on 2 different sailings, had no issues at all, so your mileage may vary. But not only would I recommend it, I would also suggest buying 2 so you can have enough USB plugs along with the outlets. There are 2 USB plugs, 3 outlets that are out there. It's a really good idea. So this is definitely worth it, but I want to also give a tip for something else that a lot of our readers pointed out, which not only is this a great thing, a lot of people had no issues with this at all, but in a lot of cabins, there's also European outlets that you can purchase an extender or converter for, I should say, and that will allow you to use those outlets as well. So it's another way to make the outlets work for you. On the older ships, this is really important because outlets are at a premium. So the conclusion is absolutely worth it. My next inside cruise cabin hack is a night light motion sensor. In addition to inside cabins being super small and inexpensive, they're also very dark. Since there's no outside light, trying to navigate the room without lights can be a challenge at night, such as when you wake up from sleeping and need to go to the bathroom. The workaround I've always employed is to leave the bathroom light on, but that lets more light out than I would care for. I enjoy the pitch blackness of an inside room when it comes to sleep. And it's honestly one of the best benefits of staying in an inside room. So the nightlight that I found not only offers lighting, but it will also come on when someone moves around. The light itself pivots on its base in almost any direction, so you can position it the way you want it. It's powered by 3 AAA batteries and has LED lights that are activated when motion is detected. The base is magnetic too, so that means you can attach it to any wall or door in your cabin. Now, it worked exactly as intended and gave me just enough light once lights were out if I got out of bed. I positioned it near the bathroom, so it wouldn't pick me up like moving around in bed and whatnot. So the conclusion is, yeah, worth it. Next up is the sunrise alarm clock. The idea is not to only have an alarm clock, but a light that will come on slowly to let you know there's daylight out there. Since you have no windows in your inside cabin, it's hard to know when you wake up on your own if it's 3 a.m. or 3 p.m. If you're like me, opening your eyes to check what time it is can be a dangerous game because you might end up waking up too much and find it difficult to go back to sleep. The sunrise alarm clock has a gradual light with 2 alarms and even has noise you can sleep to, like birds, running water, white noise, and more. There are 7 different light settings too, so you can choose the color you want. As advertised, the light was off when I went to sleep and on when I woke up. The real benefit of this light would be if I woke up on my own like a half hour early, I could more easily determine if I could just get up and go rather than maybe turning over and trying to fall back asleep. This is also common when nature calls in the morning. I think this might be better for my kids who seem to think noon is too early to get up while on a cruise. So my conclusion was meh/indifferent. Again, I think it works for a lot of people. For me, I just found it kind of not as valuable as maybe some other people that are out there. Next tip is fridge magnets. There are 2 kinds of magnets that make the list, and this one is more of a general purpose magnet. The idea is since the walls are metal, you put magnets up to get certain other items off the desk, couch, or floor and free up the space. Things like hats, cover-ups, important paperwork, and more would be ideal. In fact, these magnets have clips to them rather than hooks, so they can grab items that cannot otherwise be hung. My only problem with these magnets is the ones I purchased were really underpowered. I needed 2 to be able to keep my hat on without the magnet sliding down the wall. Otherwise, it was a great cabin trick for any kind of room because the couch and desk end up being my catch-all for all of the junk that's in the room. It won't work for everything, but every little bit helps, so I'm going to say it is worth it, but I need to find stronger magnets. Next up is a laundry hamper. Another cabin trick I've used in the past is to really buy a cheap laundry hamper. You can find pop-up laundry hampers that are easy to pack and keep your dirty laundry more organized. For years, we would just pick a corner of the cabin and designate it laundry corner and just toss all our dirty laundry in there. By the end of the cruise, it was a mountain of dirty laundry. A laundry hamper means there's less of a mountain, and just like the ones you have at home, it does the trick. Before buying it on Amazon, though, you should really check if there's one at like your local dollar store, since this is a commonly sold item at these stores, and I definitely paid more for it on Amazon because I needed it at the last minute than had I gone to a dollar store. While a pop-up laundry hamper won't result in any less dirty laundry clothes, it did help keep them better organized, so my conclusion is worth it. Next on my list is the over-the-door hanging shoe organizer. Now, I've seen the shoe organizer trick for years and always thought it sounded better than it was. The idea is you get a plastic shoe organizer to hang over the back of your bathroom door and put all sorts of things in one of the pockets. You could fit shoes, snacks, sunglasses, sunscreen, and something else starts with the letter S. Because the pockets are designed for shoes, they're large enough to hold a lot of other smaller items. It certainly did the trick for me, but when I took the time to put all the little things in the shoe organizer for the purposes of testing, I realized I had gotten rid of a lot of little things off my desk, and I suppose that's an endorsement, but I still give this thing a meh, indifferent conclusion. I just don't think you need quite that much storage space. I think a lot of this hack is based on really old cruise ships that have very little storage space. Mariner of the Seas is not one of the newer ships in the fleet, but I found that I really didn't need all this. This might be better for ladies out there if you have a lot of little accessories, kids, etc. But for me, meh, it's fine, but I'm not going to use it on my next cruise. Next up is a curtain divider, and this was an interesting idea to get a shower curtain with magnetic hooks and then get a divider for the room. If you're sharing a cabin, well, privacy is always going to be at a premium. Royal Caribbean's cabins have a curtain in the middle, but it only goes about like a bit of the way there. Frankly, I'm not sure why they exist in the inside rooms unless somebody's going to lay on the couch very still. So this idea is you can provide more of a divider. You hang magnetic hooks from the ceiling, which is also metallic, and then attach the shower curtain to it. The particular shower curtain I bought was more see-through than I had thought about it, so it might give total privacy if someone needed to change, but the idea was you'd have certainly more than a see-through shower curtain. Another issue with the curtain that I purchased was it only went about 75% across the room. When combined with the Royal Caribbean curtain, though, then it worked, but I would check if there was a longer and more opaque curtain next time. If you share a cabin and have beds split, putting the curtain between the beds might give just enough privacy so you can feel like you have your own space. So my conclusion was meh, indifferent, but again, I wasn't sharing the cabin, so, there's that aspect of it as well. Next up is the outside TV channel. So rather than maybe purchasing the sunrise alarm clock, which we talked about earlier in this video, a no-cost hack is to leave your cabin TV on and tune to the channel that has a view from the ship's bridge. The idea is you'll know when it's daytime when the light showing on TV illuminates the room. This may work for some people, but it wasn't good for me because I don't like the amount of light the TV emits even at nighttime. Moreover, the channel changes between the bridge view and a map view. Moving back to map view means more light than when it's on the bridge view. But if you can sleep despite the light from the TV, then it could work for you. My conclusion, though, not practical, at least for me anyway. My last inside cruise ship cabin hack was the bed configuration. I never considered the layout of the bed could really help with providing more space. Whether you're sailing solo like myself or sharing the cabin with somebody else, having the bed separated can actually create more space. I know it seems weird, but it's true. By asking your stateroom attendant to split the beds, you'll now get a walkway in the middle of the room between the beds. This extra space makes it easier to get around your bed because when the bed is together, you have to move to the walls to get in and out of the bed. More often than not, you're just jumping on top of the bed and kind of sliding around. The only problem with this hack is if you're giving up the luxury of having a larger bed by keeping it together. Personally, I prefer to have the beds together to have a larger bed, but there's no doubt in my mind this trick actually does work, so my conclusion is worth it. So there you have it, the top 10 inside cruise cabin hacks that I tried out recently. And you know what? Most of them did work, and I'd freely admit, I think from a lot of people, this would be a 10 out of 10. For me, a lot of them were just more meh, and there was one that was definitely did not work at all, I thought. But you know what? I could definitely see why these made the list for so many people for so many years. Let me know in the comments below your favorite inside cruise ship cabin hack, and which of these have you tried, and your thoughts on that. Can't wait to read about those below. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications. That way, YouTube lets you know we have a brand new video to share. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. We'll talk again real soon.